response to all this might be, it's about time. But the proper response is that it is time. And the time has come, and the time is right, and the time is now. There we were 10 years ago. 16 souls in the Curtis room of Meadville Lombard Theological School. Imagine the paneled walls, the gigantic portraits of dead white men. Kind of looks like Harry Potter's, I remember looking around that room at us on that day, myself included. Ministers? This motley crew? I think I had another word in there than motley. I don't crazy. What? I did not see it in myself or in any of us. Thought came that first year, am I a minister? And so we jumped in, dove into that pool. You and I were in that first class, that class together. We also did clinical pastoral education together. Where we sat in another group of people, that time an interfaith group. I remember looking around the room at that group going, am I a minister? It was the second year maybe, I think. A year or so after that, what even is a minister? I've come to the point of, I don't even, what is it? There is no blueprint. There is no blueprint. There is only ministry and people doing ministry. I think of the story from Genesis. There are two creation stories, of course. And I know we don't always like the one with, the clay and the ribs and all that stuff, but the image of the clay being molded by something outside ourselves, by a divine, a holy, ineffable, awesome presence. I don't know. We feel it sometimes. Remember that image of the clay. And so I'm here to charge you. Who am I to charge you? Again, that question arises. Who are we to do this? So my charge for you, first off, is to do your ministry. Your ministry. You talked about the labyrinth image earlier. Labyrinth where you walk and you have to trust that the next turn is the right turn, even though you don't know how you're going to get to there or to the center, to the ministry that is in that pattern that has been ordained for you. Ignore colleagues, especially, who tell you what that is. They tell you that parish is the way, or community ministry is the way, or I know you, and you're best. That's between you and the goddess. Ignore congregations, or chaplaincy programs that try to define it for you, and share it. And share it with all of us. Share it with the colleagues who will share it with you, share it with congregations, share it with the people in the beds, whoever needs it. So my second charge for you is to think of the clay. Think of the image of claymation and that quintessential claymation character Gumby. Think Semper Gumby. Always flexible. Always bending when you need to bend. Being prepared for the inevitable change that is life. The third charge I have is a multiple option or multiple multiple voice charge. this stole. The stole was made from the covenant group that Ruth and Scott and I were in. At one point, one of the women, who was a fabric artist, asked us all to bring in a piece of cloth that represented something, who we are, or what we want to be, or just something that struck our fancy. Out of that, she wove together all of our pieces of cloth into matching stoles, and all of us have matching stoles. Isn't it beautiful? They couldn't be here, and so I asked all of them, except for the one that would be here.
There's no.
We're going to talk about that later. Okay. I have some charges. One sentence charges from each of them. From Tamra. Her charge for me is to bring her determination, resilience, and patience that has been her journey to ministry, to her ministry henceforth. From Bill. Ruth, your charge is to serve in all of your ministries with the earth and her beings, the love which knows no limit, the wholeness that reminds many of our unity, and the peace that lives in every anxious heart. From Craig, practice a ministry of love, kindness, and forgiveness, starting with yourself. From Leela, Ruth once said, walk the path, balance comes from walking. And so to her I would say, remember the power of your body, the grace of your arms, the strength of your legs, the power of the elements, the power of motion to which you will always come home. And from Chip, who loves to mix science fiction metaphors, now that you are through the Stargate of Ordination, our charge to you is to boldly go. And you will be blessed to have Scott's in person later. And so my final charge to you, is always reach out to your friends. Reach out to your friends. Take our advice cautiously. We've already covered that one. But reach out. Remember that we are there for you, that you have never walked this path alone, and you never will walk this path alone. You might be far away up here in Alaska, but you are always close to us, and reach out. You are so charged.